What is a question you wish people wouldn't ask you? What do you do for a living? I got fired 6 months ago from my job, and despite a few interviews and lots of applications, I'm shit out of luck so far. Now suddenly nearly everyone I meet is super interested in what I do for a living. I swear they would never ask that before. I hate having to tell people I'm unemployed. How's your love life going? It hasn't been going for years. You know this. What happened to your neck? I have a big scar at my throat, had my thyroids removed because of cancer. It's never fun to tell the story and people are all like, oh shit, I'm so sorry after that. Definitely a way to kill the mood. So how do you do? Insert literally anything. I have symbrachdactyly and was born with no fingers. I get asked a lot of questions. Also, I text using swipe. I know that's what you were wondering. How's the weather up there? It's better now, but people used to ask me, which part of Korea are you from? Then I would say north because I want to just fuck around with them for asking stupid question. Then they would ask, is that the good side or bad side? So joke's on me. Are you a felon? I made a mistake a few years back while defending my little sister. I have a final job interview today after a series of interviews for a web developer position, and I'm absolutely dreading answering this question. As a single dad, I wish people wouldn't ask me about my son's mother. 9 times out of 10, they just want gossip. Them, what do you do for a living? Me, retail. Them, oh, face with rolling eyes. Me, yet I hate it too. Almost everyone, is that your married name? Me, nope, never been married. Almost everyone, oh, so that's your maiden name? Me, yup. My father is full-blooded Hispanic and my mother is basically all Irish. I take after my mom, fair skin, freckles, blue eyes. So when they see my very Spanish last name, without fail, that is pretty much the exact conversation every time. Like, yes, a white girl can be half Hispanic. Why are you wasting your time doing something that I enjoy doing? When are you going to have children? Or variations of that question. Are you going to have another baby? When my child is not even 10 months old? How are you disabled? When are you getting married? Why don't you get a haircut? How is everything going with the adoption process? I put on a brave face and answer optimistically when in reality the process has not been going well. I know people are genuinely interested and don't mean harm, but it's a tough question to answer without breaking down. I am married and we have one young child. Is he going to get a brother/sister anytime soon, or some other variation, especially from someone you barely know or just met? Listen, everything about having kids is personal. From the act of procreation to the impact on your life to the financial considerations. Not to mention the feelings about it from the parents, which may not always be aligned. Like, please, I told you my kid's name and how old he is, now you wanna bypass superficial acquaintance small talk and go right to deeply personal plans for our life. Why are you so quiet? Do you think vaccines caused your children's autism? When are y'all going to have a baby? My wife and I have been married for 4 years and we had a miscarriage last year. I know not everyone knows about it and they mean well, but it still brings up a sore spot in our relationship that neither of us had any control over, so it's difficult to just laugh it off. P.S. My wife is actually 7 weeks pregnant now, so we are hoping for the best this time around. Working in the emergency department on the trauma team, and previously working for the fire department, people ask me all the time, what's the worst/craziest thing have you seen? Or sometimes people reference some hospital TV drama or Chicago fire, etc., asking if it's really like the TV shows. I don't want to relive the worst things I've ever seen. There is a reason I go to therapy every week. And no, it's not like TV. Not every patient has some life or death thing. Most patients are treated the ER like a walk-in clinic and could have saved loads of time and money going to an urgent care or calling their doctor. People don't ask me questions. Will you have children in the future? They changed my life and made me happier, and you should experience the same thing. Even if you're lesbian, you still can have children, yada yada. No, I would not, for the reasons. 1. I know deep in my soul that I'm not a parent type because I have bad patience and can get annoyed fast. 2. I'm happy with my current freedom. 3. I just don't want it. What color is this? Immediately after learning I'm color blind. Edit. I'd like to thank my mom and grandpa for the genes that got me the silver. Also thanks Rando. How's the job search going? There was a period on my life when I was unemployed for quite some time and struggling to find something. I absolutely hated being asked that question, even though I know the person asking didn't mean any harm. It just made me feel like shit and gave me more anxiety about things. If I had good news to share, trust me, I would share it with you, so please don't ask that question. Are you okay? What's wrong when clearly nothing is wrong at all? Why don't you drink alcohol? If I give the real answer, people have a go at me for being depressing, but if I say I'd rather not explain, folk continually push for it. It's like being a non-drinker in Scotland makes you the equivalent of some rare wild animal to be studied. Edit. Just for a tiny touch of extra info, I've never drank alcohol in my life, mainly due to things in my childhood/upbringing. I have monumental respect for anyone who has had alcohol problems and is working on being sober, though. This is gonna get lost since the post is so old, but I'll get it off my chest anyway. I've had a speech impediment since I was able to talk. I stutter on words at seemingly random times, really no specific pattern or sound, when I get nervous or pressure is really high. As a kid I couldn't string more than a few words together, but through school and into college it got much better. As an adult I really don't have many issues in normal conversation, but I absolutely hate having to introduce myself in a group setting, conference meeting, etc. I seem to stutter on my name 90% of the time. It's pretty embarrassing. Anyway, the question I hate is when someone asks, "Did you forget your name?" Ugh. I don't know what kind of rock they've lived under, but it completely turns me off from that person for years. Mostly it's meant to be a harmless joke, but if they'd simply put one and one together they'd realize how thoughtless the comment was. Anyway, that's it. I used to get asked why I was single. All the fucking time. I have no fucking idea. Cousin Sheila/best friend/Karen from account/Tinder date/brother-in-law. If I did, then I would fix the fucking problem. now that I finally have my first boyfriend, almost, at 30, I'm legit now coughing, but I thought you loved being single. Face with raised eyebrow. Going through a lot of health issues right now. I hate being asked how I'm feeling or what more have the docs found. It's none of anyone's business and I'm tired of talking about it. Is that all they know me for? I know it's a default/easy question, but they really need to come up with something else. Why don't you have a girlfriend? Because I work weird hours and don't get to go out and meet people. Also, I'm socially awkward as fuck. Quit asking, Mom. What are you? They're asking me about what race I am, because you can't tell just from looking at me. But the way that question is phrased is so dehumanizing. I'm a person, what are you? Is that a violin? It says viola on the case, for fuck's sake. Rando person in town, what are you? Asian me? Rando person in town, I mean where are you from? Me, I was born in Pennsylvania. Rando person in town, no really, where are you from? Who are you and how did you get in my house? As a girl who always has at least 1 or 2 male friends at all times, are you guys dating? Of course, usually backed up by you guys should date. Or I ship you too. Or you would make such a cute couple. Seriously, just stop. As a British male living abroad, when people find out I'm British they always ask which team I support. I'm not the slightest bit interested in football, and after 20 years I still haven't worked out a suitably funny answer to the question. Any ideas? Why are you gay? I don't know why I'm fucking gay. Why do you want to know so bad? I currently walk with a cane, and I get so many questions about it, or people wanting to make small talk. It's a cane, people, not a conversation piece. You wouldn't ask 1,000 questions to a person in a wheelchair. I know I'm not old enough to need one, but my cane is not a sign that says ask me about my medical history. TLDR, questions about the cane have replaced any big plans this weekend, as my least favorite question. Where are you from? I'm not. I moved 18 times by the time I was 16. I pay taxes in Colorado, driver's license is Washington, born in Missouri, graduated HS in Colorado, spent 1/3 of my adult life outside the country. I'm from the US. Any more specific is generally not a very easy thing to nail down. If you're bi, why don't you just date girls so you don't have to worry about homophobics? My answer: if you like Pepsi and Coke, why would you only limit yourself to one? Edit. Thanks for the silver. Why don't you have a degree and are married with kid like twin sister's name? Because although we are twins, we are completely separate people. Why did you cry? It wasn't worth crying for. Shut up. What's it like being a twin? My response is usually I don't know, normal. What's it like not being a twin? We don't have special powers and we can't read each other's minds. We literally just look alike. Edit. I think some people are misconstruing the point I meant to get across. Being a twin and having that bond is awesome and unique. To me, a bond with a sister is just as unique because I don't have a sister, so I don't know what that's like. I try to explain it to people like that. I mainly meant to highlight that twins get asked some crazy questions that people are surprised by when they hear our answers. I.e., can you feel each other's pain, etc. We do have cues, twin speak, that we pick up on with each other, but you're going to have those with anyone you spend that much time with. I have no problem answering normal questions about twin life or growing up as a twin lol. Are you a hacker? Whenever I launch a terminal in public. Like seriously, there are normal day-to-day tasks you can do with the terminal, especially if you are using Linux. Is that your real hair? I'm a black female, I don't mind telling people whether my hair is real or not. Not a big deal, but to be bold and ask that is uncomfortable to me. My dad is a very well-known coach in Swedish basketball, and all the fucking time I'm in a basketball environment I always get asked, "Aren't you my dad's name, son?" I could be playing basketball in some shitty gym in the middle of nowhere and I would still be asked. The sad part is that I am not a god at basketball that everyone expects me to be. Actually, I sit on the bench a lot. I can't escape the question because he goes by his last name and I have our last name on our warm-up jackets. Why don't we hang out more? "'Cause one mandatory hour per week with you is an hour too many. What is your fetish? Did you kill anybody? I'm a combat veteran. Please don't make me relive the worst experience of my life. What is a question you wish people wouldn't ask you? Every question is fine, since I'm a teacher and I am tasked to answer them. Just don't repeat the same fucking question after I just answered it. Questions like, "Sir, are we going to take down notes?" "Yes." Then another student asks the same question. Listen well when your teacher is speaking, people. God, I swear I lose brain cells every time they did. Why don't you smile more? I'm not a happy person and see no purpose in hiding my pain behind a fake smile. When are you two going to have kids? I started replying. We've been trying for a year, but it hasn't taken. It's starting to look like we might not be able to. It breaks our hearts. How about you? Got any kids? What are you gonna do with that degree? I don't fucking know. Q. When is the next baby coming? Son could really use a sibling. A 1. Well, nosy Nancy. I've had 2 miscarriages this year, so I'm thinking my uterus is a uterino. A 2. Even though it's called a uterus, it's utermine, Karen. A 3. I'm not sure. The last 2 babies decided to yeet themselves out on their own, so I'm thinking it's me and not them. Is a bi male. But you'll end up getting married to a girl, right? As it stands, I have no interest in getting married at all. Sure, you don't want to get married now, but when you do, it should probably be with a woman. Listen, Susan, I know you love marriage so much, seeing as you've done it 4 times, but am I not you? I like D and V, you nosy B. Are you okay? Thank you for caring and all, but yes, I'm fine. I just have resting sad face. You'd be able to tell the difference in my attitude if I actually wasn't okay. Type 1 diabetic here. Top 5 include, but is not limited to. 1. Should you be eating that? Thank you for managing my food for me, but I'm a grown-ass woman, and I can eat whatever I want. Now go away. 2. How are you able to inject yourself? You. Well, You see Karen, I kinda not want to die a slow and painful death, so I'll take the small and barely even there needle any day. 3. Have you considered keto? My aunt's brother's mother-in-law's dog has been cured on keto. That's not how type 1 works, glad it works for so and so, but I like my carbs, thanks. 4. Looks at my BG meter while I'm checking, is that good or bad? None of your business. Now move along. 5. Could you please not inject here? I'm standing with my back to you, so my body should cover most of what I'm doing. Maybe just, you know, look away. Do you have a BF? Or the alternative, you talking to someone as the first thing they ask when they meet me? Just stop. Makes me regret leaving my room when I actually wanted to go out and have fun for once. Why don't you eat, like ever? And what do you do for a living? After asking my husband what he does. Husband has a career that is impressive. I work at an office I hate, doing work I hate, not making a difference. Reminds me of how I'm a failure. Edit. Goddamn Reddit, y'all got me crying happy tears at my desk. I'm speechless. I was a rifleman in the military, and the amount of times I have been asked or hear someone ask, have you killed/shot anyone, is insane. Please don't ask military members this, thank you. Why did you do that to yourself? Often referring to my hair, side shave, my piercings or my tattoos. I did it because I wanted to, it's my body, so why does it matter to you? Now stop questioning my choices. What are those white splotches on your skin? I usually reply, I scraped myself, but it's not too convincing, lol. I have psoriasis. When will you grow up? I'm 22 years old. I'm tired being asked when I will change my behavior or hobbies because everyone else think I'm immature. I just want to be myself, damn. Why I don't drink and why I don't want kids. That's all. So where are you from? Oh, Massachusetts. No, like where are you from? Is your name short for underscore 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 underscore? What are your scars from? Why don't you drive? Trauma. Okay. The answer to all of those is trauma. Neither of us wants me to talk about it. Stop being nosy. Is it hard for you because your dad works abroad? No, Samantha, it's very easy to know. My dad works in an area that is considered to still be a war zone, and he has to travel there every other week to see is it getting safer in order to transport food. No, it's not scary that now, even though he is working in a calmer country, he may get a heart attack one day because for the past 20 years or so his job had to do with going to war zones. I also especially love it that I can't relate to the families that have dinner with their dad present, because unlike you, I just adore seeing my dad every other month, and it was like that since I was 3. And do not get me started on the joy I get when I have to say goodbye to him when we spend 2 to 3 weeks max together. How old are you? I'm a guy and I absolutely detest and wish that I looked older for more masculine reasons. I had one kid ask me, what year are you in? I've finished college, edit, year equals grade, for all you Americans. Why are you gay? Because of people like you, Kyle. Fuck off. What do you regret? Like, fuck you. I don't want to talk about that or remember it. Where do you get your protein from? Do you eat chicken/egg/milk? Astronomer here. No, I don't do astrology, and yes, flat earth is as dumb as you think it is. Where do you go to church? FFS. I don't. Then they launch into all the reasons I should be scared of hellfire, brimstone, the whole thing. Usually while I'm at work. This will probably get buried, but if even one person sees this and changes their mind about asking this question, it will be worth it. Please stop asking first responders what is the craziest thing you've ever seen. A lot of us see things we don't want to relive. We probably won't tell you the real craziest thing if you ask, but we will remember it every time we hear this question. Just please don't. When are you having another baby? Suffered a first trimester miscarriage in June, haven't been able to fall pregnant since. 6 months isn't a long time to try. First baby conceived first month trying, second miscarried baby was a surprise pregnancy, but when I get asked that, I just want to be like, well, I had a miscarriage and haven't been able to get pregnant since. I'll let you know in another 6 months if I have unexplained infertility now, so you don't have to think about it anymore. Just because someone already has a child, doesn't mean they may not be experiencing infertility. I know it's a harmless question, but it stings so bad.